In the last 1 month, we've seen the destruction, so to speak, of the aid idea using the end of USAID. So it shows us now that aid was never the way all along. Dambisa Moyo wrote a book called Dead Aid. What will you say to them about aid and about what Africa must do differently?
I love that USAID pulled back. I love it. I do. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for Africans to begin to awaken. We are extremely rich people, an extremely wealthy continent. In all honesty, we don't need foreign aid. We just need to wake up and invest in ourselves.
Our guest today is an incredible woman of substance. She's done so much to elevate Black consciousness and generally the mind of the African. She is nobody but Olori Atuwatse III, the founder of Elevate Africa, one of the leaders of the Royal Iwere Foundation. She is the Queen Consort of the Warri Kingdom, and she is a woman of many, many parts. She's a highly sought after speaker, and she does many things with ease. Olori Atuwatse III, welcome to Touch the Sky.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Pastor Moses. Thank you.
It's such an honor.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
I wanna go to the sky. I wanna see through your eyes. Hey, I'm not believing the lies. I'm not believing the lies. I wanna go to the sky. I wanna see through your eyes. Hey, I'm not believing the lies. I'm not believing the lies.
First question, how do you wear so many hats with grace?
Exactly that, with grace. That's how I'm able to wear so many hats. I think God's grace empowers me to do all that I do and be all that I am. So I just literally ask for His grace to attend to me every day for every single part of me that I am or expressing at any given time.
Your eyes and your heart and your spirit has been poised with something lately called Elevate Africa. What is behind this vision?
For a long time, I've had a heart for Africa. I've had a heart for Africans, but it really took a shift in November 2023. I was on honeymoon with my husband, and we're watching a documentary. I'm not going to give the details, but it was about the back race. Something hit my belly. It was speaking about Africa from the beginning, the colonial masters, and how we became, or we've come to be, who we are now, and the perception of self that we have, and the perception that others have of us, and where it originated from. Something just hit me like never before. And from there, I know it was the Lord that impregnated me with His vision for Africa, for not just the land, but the people. I would have inspiration about what the Black man is, who the Black man was made to be, what Africa as a continent is destined to be, what her prophetic identity actually is. And the Lord invited me, on a journey to really being one of the four founding fathers of what I call African transformation. I'm honored to be on this journey with him.
When you see the Black race, our guys in the diaspora, our guys in the Caribbean, Black men in America, Black men in Europe, the Afropolitans, Nigerians who have left Nigeria and gone into England and settled there, there's still this yearning, something called motherland. And somehow it's been colored with idolatry, worship of gods and goddesses, poverty,
criticism,
broken anger.
Yes.
Did you feel some kind of touch with the wider world of Blackness as you tried to engage what Elevate Africa was all about?
Of course. As you know, Elevate Africa is a social impact organization whose main goal is to elevate the way Africans see themselves and how the world sees Africa, right? I believe that Elevate Africa cannot fully function if we don't engage those in the diaspora. And when I mean those in the diaspora, not just those of immediate direct African descent, but even indirect African descent. For me, Elevate Africa is more than playing the blame game. In fact, we're not even in that space.
Yeah.
We are curating and creating.
The newness we want to see.
Exactly. That means engaging with those in the diaspora, especially so. What the enemy thought was slavery, the Lord was using it to spread seeds across the nations for greatness.
So good.
And one of our core agendas is to be the bridge that reconnects the Africans in the diaspora back home.
I met a lady once.
Yeah.
She's from Jamaica.
Okay.
She came to Nigeria for the first time, and we're having a meeting in Ikoyi. And then we're just gisting and hanging out. And then she turned and looked at me and said, "You sold us." Wow. I'm like, I didn't sell you.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't sell you.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't. What are you talking about?
I wasn't there.
As I was about to say that out, the Holy Spirit held back that word inside of me and said to me, "Tell her you're sorry."
Yeah.
I said to her, "I know it was a long time ago. Our fathers did it to you. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
She started weeping immediately. I held her close. It was like a moment of reconciliation.
Yes.
Talk about the power of forgiveness.
Yes.
Like Black Americans think Nigerians don't like them. We love them. The Carribeans don't know that across Ghana, they are celebrities to us. We watch their movies. We immerse in their culture. We try to look like them. Speak to the Americans who watch this podcast and talk about the power of forgiveness in terms of drawing us together across the continent.
Across the divide.
Yes.
Yeah. You see, there's something that the enemy fears. He fears unity above all else. And if he can perpetuate disunity through distrust, through suspicion, through stereotyping, then he can weaken us. I was sharing this with my daughter. I say, you forgive not just for the other person, but for yourself.
Yes.
I think the power of forgiveness is the quickest way to heal. From just 2 weeks ago, literally, there were these Haitian twins who did ancestry.com. And then they found out that they were 39.8% Nigerian. And so they Googled Nigeria and, Nigerian tradition, and they found out about me and His Majesty. And they decided that they wanted to be Shekiri.
Wow.
I know, how super cool. Of all the tribes in Nigeria, they decided they wanted to be Shekiri, and they came all the way. Both of them had never been to Nigeria. One had never been to Africa. So they came to come and pay homage and submit themselves as Shekiri citizens to us. And it was such an emotional day for both of them because we welcomed them with dancing, with openness. We sent our cultural troupe to the airport to welcome them. We planned a whole retinue of activities for them. And then at the end of their visit, they came and they had dinner with His Majesty. In fact, first of all, renamed them.
Wow.
He gave them Shekiri names, which was such a wholesome and holistic. It was a homecoming. In that space, one of the twins just broke down crying because he was so moved. We carry the potential of the future in us through the DNA that we carry. Our children live in us, but also our ancestors live in us. And I really believe that them coming was like that place of a returning back home. And there's something every American can testify, every Caribbean, anybody that has come and has stepped their feet on the soil of this continent, there's such a witness in them. If you don't forgive first, you don't have that opportunity to begin your healing journey. What caused, the slave trade and all of that was completely wrong. That was inhumane. That facilitated even some of the things Africa is still paying for today was a basis spiritually as a basis of the slave trade. The fact that we don't trust ourselves anymore, from being such a inherently communal people, mistrust is spread across tribes and peoples. I think that it's one of the fruits of the slave trade. When uncle would sell nephew, nobody don't trust them. So don't trust those people. It's the repercussions of that. But we must first forgive ourselves, forgive one another, so that then we can begin this journey to healing. If these men never forgave, they wouldn't have been able to find out where they were originally came from, and then began their journey to healing and reconciliation.
This was a dream of the founding fathers of African independence, the Jomo Kenyattas, the Kwame Nkrumahs, the Nnamdi Azikiwes of Africa. They had this big dream of an Africa that was going to start from the southern tip of Cape Town all the way to Nouakchott in Mauritania. This dream seemed to have evaporated in the air. Tell me how Elevate Africa is trying to bring this dream about in terms of practical actions.
We're looking to be a part of it through narrative transformation. Not only through storytelling, we look to influence leadership and government, inform and facilitate investment and trade, and then to really amplify our culture. So we have 3 pillars. Media is at the core of what we do, and storytelling is the core of what we do. However, our channels through which we do them are through leadership and governance, through trade and investment, and facilitating, ensuring that we are having not just discussions, but creating opportunities where Africa can be interconnected again, where we can connect our economies so that I can send things from Cairo to Cape Town without dress.
Crazy tariffs and crazy boundaries.
Exactly. And then amplifying our culture and our heritage, because it's the very core of our identity and who we are as Africans, and ensuring that we can have stories that make our children proud of who they are. With leadership and governance, I think it speaks to itself. In the land of the bland, the one-eyed man is king. We're hoping to have discussions where our leaders don't only have 2 eyes, but they are clear in visionary leadership. Visionary leadership for a community, for a country, and for a continent.
I like the positivity with which you come across. You're saying that we're not telling the story from our brokenness. We're not trying to cry over spilled milk. We're not trying to look at the past which was broken. The young people are tired of the Africa defined by brokenness.
Thank you. I think we need to stop playing that blame game. Oh, they came and they stole our bronzes, and they came and they took away our this and they took away our that.
And they developed Africa.
Exactly. Intentionally. Okay, well, that's true. But imagine playing on a football field and saying, "Oh, that person scored a goal." They are scoring. Score your own. Whether or not we want to believe it, they actually create the atmosphere of learned helplessness. So we consistently then are looking to the outside for people to come and help us, instead of engineering stories to let you say, "Hey, look, melanin is resilient. Mixed with any other DNA in this world, it will still pop."
Absolutely.
That speaks to the inherent nature of the African. I think we need to begin to tell those stories so that the youth, which I'm thankful, and that's another thing that God intended, to ensure that 40% of Africa's population is youth, 15 and under.
So good. They don't have the taintings of their fathers.
Exactly. This is the time to begin. And the beauty of storytelling is it has the ability to begin to craft the mind. Right? Disney knew this. Hollywood understood this. We must galvanize and amplify that so that we are able to create a people who see themselves for who they really are.
Now, Dambisa Moyo wrote a book called Dead Aid. And in the last 1 month, we've seen the destruction, so to speak, of the aid idea. Using the end of USAID. So it shows us now that aid was never the way all along. Let's say a leader, a commissioner from Tanzania, a professor from South Africa is watching this podcast. Someone in the Americas who in Yale School of Government for Africa, or someone in Harvard Kennedy School of Government is listening to us. What will you say to them about aid and about what Africa must do differently?
Africa is not going to be developed any other way but through Africans. It's time for Africa to fund herself. It's time for Africa to really begin to believe herself. It's African money that's going to grow Africa.
So good.
No one else can come to our help because nobody else is invested in us. And so we must then begin to take off the shackles and the limitations of this learned helplessness, expecting that people are going to come from the outside, like the cavalry with their white hats and throw money down. When truly, if we think about it, most of where they get their money from is
from Africa.
Can we stop selling ourselves short. I think it's been the age-old problem for centuries for the African to consistently sell herself short. Invest in Africa, invest in Africans. I love that USA pulled back. I love it. I do. I think it's a fantastic opportunity for Africans to begin to awaken. We are extremely rich people, an extremely wealthy continent. In all honesty, we don't need foreign aid. We just need to wake up and invest in ourselves. We need to believe in who we are and believe in ourselves.
It's crazy how rich we are.
We really are.
I was speaking the other day about lithium.
Yeah, exactly.
30 years ago,
in my mind,
lithium was nothing.
Yeah.
I'm sure we came across the stones and kicked them,
Yeah.
and they were all in Nasarawa State and Benue State.
Exactly.
Until now, we're waking up. Lithium is the way. So Elon Musk will come here and ask us, can he mine lithium? And government can say to him, no, you build a factory here.
Thank you. Our ancestors sold their brothers for cup and spoon because they didn't understand, and mirror, gin and chair because they didn't understand. But it's the truth. They didn't understand the value in who they were. The similar is kind of happening. But when we begin to have these conversations, eyes will be open, right, at the level at which it needs to be open, so that governments and people in those positions that are able to, these decision makers, are able to craft policies to ensure that investment is coming in and is staying in and is building the land and the people. And then when African countries also begin to come together, I think that is super key. The traditional institutions, I think, play a huge role, because the traditional institutions are not only the holders of tradition, but they're in charge of what the people think.
The blackest place of the culture is where they seem to spend most of the emphasis in dark religion, in killing people, in offering blood and sacrifice and idolatry on one hand, while government on the other hand is cutting them, putting them under local government, reducing their potency. But they're the purest form, because in that way we can organize our communities and our towns and our villages and our culture of respect, honor. Some of the things that will make Africa genuine. So good.
What are some of our core values across the continent? And I think one thing that really stands out is community.
Wow.
As a people, we are very communal.
It's true.
And for a community to thrive, there must be trust.
Right.
There must be love. There must be fellowship. In a traditional African home, the parlor is always very big, very rounded, so that everybody can sit, you know, you can entertain your neighbors. And I think that that's the message that institutions such as the traditional institutions or those at the community level can really begin to amplify again. Not just my community alone, but community from Uganda to Nigeria, Kigali to Accra, those communities coming together again. I think that will really begin to blur the lines of mistrust. Africa and Africans were naturally geared towards unity and community.
We've hurt ourselves a lot as well.
We have.
I remember when I was young, I'm from Benue State. So I started out in the Tiv part of Benue State. And this part was very communal. A village, a hamlet called Mbasho Ute. Mbasho Ute. Like, is in the border of Obudu, close to Cameroon.
Wow.
At the end of Nigeria on that side. Right?
Okay.
I was a young, broke boy. So in the evening, I would go around the compound. Whatever they were eating, I just ask them, that's Steve language. Are you guys eating? They say, yeah, we're eating. Like, come and join us. Because I knew I was a hungry child and I was respectful. I'll eat a little here. By the time I eat in 3 compounds, I'm full.
I love it.
I'll go back for the evening. Is there hope for that kind of Africa again?
I really hope so. The world is going back to it. That's what they talk about with sustainable business, sustainability, communities, all of that. The world is seeing what Africa has been the whole time. We need to begin to amplify that. This spirit of community, this spirit of looking after one another, that has to be restored.
Thank you so much, Olori.
Thank you.
I have one more question for you.
Of course.
Nigeria needs to be at the leadership of Africa.
Yes.
There's something we're graciously given by God. Our boldness, our vivacious nature, our cultural complexity is the recipe for the liberation of the Black race.
Yes.
I feel strongly so.
I agree.
I know you feel that same way. What can we do to galvanize Nigeria to be at the leading front of a Black renaissance?
Yes.
No Black man is as free as a Nigerian.
Yes.
Wherever in the world you may find us, we already feel liberated. Whether we're coming out of prison, we're already free. We're free. Walking to the airport, LAX, like, hello guys, the Nigerian is here. There is something about our spirit, not just about being cantankerous or troublesome. There's something that is needed about the Nigerian spirit to liberate the Black race.
Yeah.
Would you like to speak to that?
Nigeria is the rudder of Africa. Yeah. Where she goes, Africa follows.
Yes.
As kingdom folk, we must be able to see through from the spirit and understand her timings. We're facing some challenges, dare I say, and it might look like there is despondency. I think actually a large number of oaks of righteousness rising, and Nigeria will take her place. She has no other. Has no other option but to take her place in the League of Nations. She does, especially with Africa, and I dare say, Pimo, it's not going to be how we think it will be.
Right.
I think that if we keep looking and expecting it to come from a certain place, then we might get weary.
Right.
It's going to happen in the most uncommon way.
Wow.
We see her taking the lead in things like Afrobeat and
music,
movies, fashion, food.
Even architecture is coming up.
Even architecture. So that's culture. So we see her moving.
Technology
too. We keep watching.
Olori Atuwatse III, for having you at the Touch the Sky podcast.
Thank you for having me, Pimo.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed this conversation.
So did I.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Welcome. Touch the Sky.
Thank you.
We've just finished a very riveting episode of Touch the Sky podcast with Olori Atuwatse III. She spoke a lot about being Black, melanin, this color we have. She spoke about us building communities. She spoke about the spiritual foundation of people from the far corners of the world coming back to Africa to touch motherland. She said, in there is healing. That's incredible thought. So if you want to immerse in this type of ideas, go back and watch this episode of Touch the Sky. Until the next episode, my name is Moses Ida Michaels. I would like you to follow me on social media. My handle is at thismoses on Instagram. And you can also visit my website, collidecentral.com, to interact with my book, Collide GPS for a New Generation. Until I see you in the next episode, bye.
I wanna go to the sky, I wanna see through your eyes. Yeah, I'm not believing the lies, I'm not believing the lies. I wanna go to the sky, I wanna see through your eyes. Yeah, I'm not believing the lies, I'm not believing the lies. Yeah.